Hello everyone, this is NQ Ripley here to talk through basic flight mechanics in Dual Universe. You'll have already flown your speeder with Aphelia in your new player tutorial, and would have also seen the VR challenges that exist in surrogate pods that let you practice basic flight controls for a reward. There are also many Lua scripts in the game, such as Arc HUD and Albatross HUD made by players that completely overhaul piloting, and each of those has its own resources to help you learn. For the sake of this guide then, we won't focus on the most basic controls of piloting, but instead highlight 3 default DU mechanics that help us to effectively pilot whatever Lua script or vanilla controls we happen to be using. Those are our vector display options, our sustentation speed, and the stall angles of our airfoils. The first of these mechanics is a vector display in flight mode. This lets you cycle through several AR projection modes by pressing X, though this button can be remapped in the options here. The 3 modes here are just direction of travel, here shown in the green arrow, the direction of travel and the forces generated by our ships, here shown in the red arrows, and the third one here shows where our ship will be going, which is particularly useful, for instance, if you're trying to enter a stable orbit, because it would change color from this red line indicating that we are heading towards the ground to a green line indicating that we are in a stable orbit. The second mechanic is in the atmospheric engineering report of your ship, where you can see right here the sustentation speed of our airfoils. This is the speed that our ship requires in order to be able to generate lift. The third item is your stall angle, which you can find by inspecting any of your airfoils. It's important to remember that this angle is relative to your direction of travel, which is the green arrow that we saw earlier. Now, let's go to our use case scenario to pull all of these things together. Suppose you're approaching Alioth at speed, but your space brakes aren't enough to slow you down in time. Your reaction is to about face and burn retrograde to use your space engines and your brakes to slow you down. Generally, you want to stay below 1050 km per hour when entering an atmosphere, unless you know your ship can handle more to prevent your ship from taking friction damage. However, in panic, we overdid it, and now we're basically plummeting down towards the ground like a stone. Our instinct might be to burn towards the horizon and try to get some speed going. But remember that the stall angle of our wings is relative to our direction of travel, which now, unfortunately, is pointing directly towards the ground. We know that we need to go above a certain speed for our wings to generate lift, and we know that we need to be below a certain angle against direction of travel. This means we need to turn our nose down towards the ground just enough for our wings to be able to generate lift, and in the vector display this will be shown by red arrows starting to jut out from your airfoils, and lift our nose up as quickly as we can without putting our airfoils back into a stall. This will allow our airfoils to level us out and keep us at a safe altitude while we enter powered flight in atmosphere. This maneuver is very difficult and will take time to learn unless you're a naturally very skilled pilot, but if you're like me, you'll probably faceplant a ship or 2 into the ground before figuring out how this maneuver works. If you have more questions about piloting or anything else, you can head over to the help section of the Discord or the forums, or if you like, submit your questions to Ask Aphelia for a chance to have it answered by one of the game devs. This episode brings us to the end of the first mini-series of our Ask Aphelia guides, but we are looking for more topics to cover. If you have suggestions, please do message either NQ Nyota or myself, NQ Ripley. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.